On this segment, we have yet another intervening agency, the National Mathematical Center in Nigeria, rekindling and sustaining interest in mathematics and mathematical sciences and their applications at all levels of the Nigerian educational system for national scientific and technological progress to the development of mathematics, mathematical science education, statistics, computer science, and the theoretical of physics. That to be the focus interview segment of Insight, the National Mathematical Center. Since 1988 to now, how well have they performed? Are they up to speed with the mandate of the establishment of that center? The director and CEO of that center, Professor Stephen Ona, is my guest. Thanks for joining me on Insight.
Thank you, please.
So let's give an overview. I believe you have had so many media outages, sessions, and you have talked about what your center is doing. I'm not here to bore the viewer with that today.
Okay.
1988 to 2018. Will you say that the center is up to speed with its mandate?
As a mathematician, usually we give direct answers to questions, possibly before we explain. And if I go by that, what you have asked me, the center has not been able to go the speed it ought to. And so the center is not where it ought to at this point in time. So many factors can be adduced to that.
But will you say you've gotten up to like 30 or 40%?
Yeah, at least we have gotten up to about 50%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the center now.
Okay.
How far have we done in terms of rekindling the sustaining interest of mathematics by Nigerians?
All right, thank you. Let me first of all give a broad mandate of the center, then I get to that point.
Okay.
The broad mandate of the center, we classify them into 4. Advanced research, high-level personnel training, that is in mathematical sciences. Then we talk about the talent hunt and human development before the general one of outreach. These are the broad mandate of the center. Now, the aspect we are talking about, rekindling the interest of Nigerians, that is largely at the lower level, the basic level of education, primary and secondary. Yeah, the center has been doing greatly in that regard. In fact, as we can see, what is before us here are some of those materials that the center has, over the time, produced. And I hope, if you don't mind, I can explain one or two of
the one that even attracts me is this.
Yeah.
It looks
now,
like some kind of chess
this one,
game.
yeah, this is abacus.
Okay.
This is abacus, which is used in multiplication. And the moment you are trained in the usage of this, you discover that working with numbers, numeracy, will be such simple and friendly to the point that you will wonder how mathematics can actually be
some of
learned
us
very
who are not
easily.
mathematically friendly, we see it as magic up to date.
That is a common thing. But mathematics actually is supposed to be one of the easiest subjects to learn.
Okay. So how does this work?
This one, well, the demonstration of this, because there are experts that are actually trained in using this. So I will, at this point, not want to demonstrate about
beautiful, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, about the multiplication and all of that, how this one is used. The center trained personnel, our staff, in the usage of this, on how abacus can be. And we have been going around to train teachers on how to use it across the country to the level that our funds could sustain. will sustain. And so this is abacus that is used in the multiplication. This is what the Chinese, it's a Chinese abacus.
Okay. So I can also see some text books here.
Now,
are they all mathematical books?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, these are mathematical books.
Okay,
Like, yeah, you have this. For instance, this is mathematical games.
Okay.
At the primary level.
Okay.
We have different sets of textbooks that have been produced in a form that teaches the mathematics in the simplest form.
Okay.
You know, almost different from many of the textbooks we find.
So from what you're saying now, will you say that you have inputs to the curriculum of mathematics in the country?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. Through the National Educational Research and Development Council.
Okay.
Yeah, we have input.
Okay.
And in the course of that, we discover that there is a way we can produce mathematics textbooks in a way that teachers can find it easy to teach, where the teaching is innovative and creative. And so in doing that, we produce not just the textbooks, we produce the workbook along.
Okay.
So that it will be easy for teachers when they are planning their teaching.
These are the primary level, right?
Primary and secondary.
What about the tertiary level?
At the tertiary level, what we do is to train the lecturers area of research.
Okay.
Because the National Mathematical Center is empowered to, seek experts from all over the world. And so, in our doing that, we identify certain areas that, within the university system, for instance, that we discover that the interest, the personnel in the university system are not enough, adequate to train in that area. Okay. After identifying that, we now look for the experts wherever we can in the world. Okay. And then we organize what we call workshops. Okay, we organize workshops. We organize what we call postgraduate courses, and then invite these young lecturers to come and have an insight to what areas of research in certain disciplines that we find are not well covered in this university system.
Okay. Now, I know mathematics is a universal subject, just like so many other subjects like English, biology, geography, name it.
Even music.
Which agencies do you network with in the world? I'm aware that there's a body called ComSat. What's ComSat all about?
It's Commission for Science and Technology for Sustainable Development in the South.
Okay.
Now, it's a number of countries in the South. When we mean that, we mean the Southern Hemisphere and all of that. Now, the headquarters is in Pakistan.
Okay.
And the ComSat headquarters is in Islamabad in Pakistan.
Okay.
So it's a group of countries that have agreed to come together to see how they can use science and technology to enhance the development, the knowledge, advancement of their country.
Okay. And Nigeria is a member?
Nigeria is a member.
Okay.
We have members from Pakistan is the headquarters, like I said. We have other countries, a number of African countries and Middle East and
so
even China.
Has this collaboration short of your activities in any form?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we have been collaborating. In fact, National Mathematical Center here in Abuja happens to be a center of excellence, one of the centers of excellence of that particular organization.
Okay.
It's not all the countries that are members that have centers of excellence. And so the National Mathematics Center is one.
What gave us that position?
What gave us that position is what they have seen us doing in the past, what they have seen us capable of doing. And that is, the center of excellence is in the mathematical modeling.
Okay.
So our center is a center of excellence in mathematical modeling.
Okay.
And we are particularly interested in modeling in the area of air and water pollution. Now we are actually generalizing it to environment.
Okay.
And so we network amongst the member countries, the Chinese Academy of Science Institution.
Okay.
And we have now identified certain areas that we need to collaborate.
Okay.
And so these are the things that we do. There is the ComSat Institute of Technology
Okay.
in Islamabad, Pakistan.
Do you run any mentorship program? Mentorship, I mean, once in a while you come out with your operatives to schools where you tell people, when we were in secondary school, we never had this privilege of having a National Mathematics Center. Maybe some of us would have been very good mathematicians.
That's right.
We had this phobia for mathematics.
No.
So do you run a program like that maybe to conscientize the younger ones so that they pick interest in mathematics?
Very well. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You see, aside from these materials that I was talking about,
Yes.
there are two principal projects that the National Mathematical Center developed in this to address this area of phobia for mathematics. Because that is actually the major challenge to our young students. It's not so much about the difficulty, but how the phobia, the fear, that mindset that mathematics is not meant for everybody, how that can be removed. The moment that is done, I think the gateway.
So you have programs for that?
Now we have a program, two major programs. One of it is Mental Arithmetic Project.
Okay.
Mental Arithmetic Project, there are experts who were sent out to train in this area. And Mental Arithmetic Project is a project where once we go to a school, for now we are interested at the junior secondary school level, because we felt once we catch them at that point, by the time they get to senior secondary, they will find mathematics easy. And then from there on, it can be started from the primary school level.
Okay.
This mental arithmetic project I'm talking about.
Okay.
And it's such a beautiful project put together in such a way that mathematics is taught with singing, with music, with art, with play, such that by the time you are in the class, when you are learning mathematics, you are not even, you don't know that it is mathematics you are learning.
Okay. How old is the project?
The project has been old enough in the center since 2005.
Okay.
Since 2005, the project has been there. The
Okay.
second project is what we call Mathematics Improvement Project.
Okay.
That we designed it for senior secondary school.
Okay.
And we normally want to collaborate with state governments because it's a project that we designed for 2 years. 2 years in such a way that once we go to a school, we will run it for 2 years. And by the time we finish from there, the set of students that we have dealt with will surely become different in the learning.
Is that ongoing too?
It is ongoing.
Okay. You do that across the 6 geopolitical zones?
We across states, except that we do it in collaboration, like I said.
Okay.
States that are willing to provide certain funds that we will require, in addition to whatever we have.
Okay.
States that are willing to do that.
What's the percentage of participation by these states? Is it up to half of the states?
In the past, it was encouraging, but in the recent years, the last 4 or 5 years, it has been very bad.
What would have been responsible?
Economy, for sure.
Okay. What word of encouragement will you give to Nigerians as the DG of the National Mathematical Center? Why Nigerians must show interest in mathematics? Why the phobia must not be there? Why I should not be afraid of mathematics?
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Like I said in the course of our discussion, mathematics is supposed to be one of the easiest subjects to learn. Now, my word to Nigerians is that the mindset that our young ones have towards mathematics should first of all be removed. How do they? It's a decision that people who are learning mathematics do not carry 2 heads. And so, why will I not be? So, once you challenge yourself from that point, then you have defeated the fear.
Okay.
That is number 1. Number 2, that the importance of mathematics in our society today, in the future, as we see the future, is such that there is nothing we can do meaningfully without mathematics. In actual sense, mathematics is being done on a daily basis in our homes, in the kitchen, in the sitting room, in the way we appear. Mathematics is there. And so, it is something that we are doing even unknowingly. So why do we worry when we are now asked to come to class? So that is what I want to re-emphasize to our young ones. That let them remove this fear. It's something they have been doing unknowingly. So let it be that now when they are asked to go to the class, or they are in a class, mathematics class, let them see it as what they do on a regular basis. And so once they are able to overcome that, then the instruction that will come can easily be taken. This is where the issue lies.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Stephen Ona. I believe if I have all the time, I want to discuss more, and I hope that you make plans to be here again for a part 2 of this segment.
I will be most pleased.
Okay, it was nice talking with you inside.
I will be most pleased. Thank you.
Up next on the program. Yes, it's time to go. Cecil?
Yeah, it's been a very educative and insightful time. I like your discussion on the TED Fund. There are so many things I got to know about it. And mathematics, well, I like mathematics. I used to like it in secondary school. Maybe I should try my hands and do a little something. I should be good at it.
The interesting part about TED Fund is the fact that the need for people to realize that government means well for Nigerians. If government says so much, it's taken from companies. At the start, 100,000 companies, and right now, the Federal Inland Revenue Service has discovered that about 2 million unregistered companies are in Nigeria. If that happens, you can imagine what our tertiary institutions will look like. So, if you're a beneficiary institution or you're a scholar who is funded to go abroad, please use the money wisely. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe we should use it wisely, and I'm glad to know TED Fund is doing this, and they should maybe extend it into science and tech, and let's see how we can help many of these young innovators to shine through and help solve many of our economic woes.
So what do you say to our viewers as we go?
Thank you very much for being there to completing this picture. Let's do this again next week.
Let's do it always on behalf of all of us. Thanks for being there.